Hello dear students. Today we will start our paper, that is computational botany. I hope you all are safe and at home. Because of this COVID-19 pandemic, we have to shift this program or this course towards the online mode, and hopefully you will get benefited by this course. As you are MSc second year students, I will teach you the subject, that is computational botany. Now in this lecture we will study measures of central tendencies. In that we are going to study different measures of central tendency, which are called as mean, mode and median, and their properties as well. So let us move forward. Okay, so measure of central tendency. Basically, before starting this paper, that is computational botany, I would like to share with you some basics of this paper, that is computational botany. What this paper is all about. I think in TYBC you learn this same subject, but it was not at the deeper level. But in MSc it is at the deep level. So you have to learn the concepts in too much details. Okay. So this subject, computational botany, that subject is basically about two things. Okay, botany, even if it is a botany, that computational thing or computational, the word comes from the compute. Compute means to calculate, to measure. Okay, so basically this computational botany subject involves the statistics. You might have studied the statistics in your earlier years, but since long ago, I think you haven't encountered this subject, or it is somewhat different from your biology background or botany background. So it may sometimes find it difficult. You may find it difficult to understand or to learn the concepts. Okay. So in this lecture we're going to study one concept or a primary concept of this computational botany, that is measure of central tendency. But we are discussing what is computational botany. So computational botany, if you see, it is synonymously called as a biostatistics. Okay, if it is related with the biology, overall biology, then it is called as a biostatistics. Okay, so what is biostatistics or computational botany? Biostatistics or computational botany, it involves two things, two disciplines. One is statistics, another is biology. So in computational botany, what we do, we apply different statistical methods. To solve the biological problems. If there are different biological problems or even experiments which are carried out, but to analyze it, whatever you have did or you've done, whatever you have conducted, that thing, that data, that information that you have taken or you have gathered, that needs to be processed. Okay, that needs to be processed, and before processing, it needs to be properly arranged, it needs to be properly classified, and then it should be processed. Okay, so all these things, that right from collection of the data, its classification, its arrangement, its analysis, and at last its interpretation, all these things need statistics. So statistics is utmost importance, not only in botany, not only in biology, but in almost all disciplines, even if it is in social science, it is that much important. In chemistry, in physics, in electronics, and many subjects, it is equally important because you need statistics at some stages in every discipline. Okay, basically the statistics is required during research. You do research, you set up a research problem, you do experiments, you collect the information, you collect the data, but you don't know what to do with that data. So to conclude something from data, to interpret something from data, that data needs to be analyzed, and that analysis is done through your statistical method. So statistics is very much important in research, in every aspects of the study, but here we are only confined with botany or biology, you can say. Okay, so that is the overall definition of or overall concept of computational botany or biostatistics. Synonymously, it can be called as a biostatistics. Both things are similar. So that is the core concept of computational botany or learning the computational botany. Now today we will study the first concept of this computational botany, that is measure of central tendency. Measure of central tendency. Now what is measure of central tendency? The central tendency, so we'll discuss measure of central tendency. Okay. So what is actually the measure of central tendency? So measure of central tendency is a central value. It is a central value. See, it is a central value. Measure of central, in its title itself there is a central. Word central is there. So what is measure of central tendency? Measure of central tendency is a central value which represent entire distribution. So let us take an example. You collected data of 10 students, the marks of 10 students. Okay, so that data needs to be represented or that needs to be shown. Okay, so one value is there which will represent all that data of the 10 students. That value will be the central tendency of that data collected or that information collected. So I think you have got the idea of measure of central tendency, or how the central tendency is measured, or what are the different things which represent a central tendency of a data. Okay, so basically this measure of central tendency is a central value. It is a one central value which represent a whole population or entire population. Again, it is the representative value of a entire data set given. Means whatever the data that is given to you, that data is given to you, and you are asked to calculate a central tendency, a measure of central tendency. We will see it later. There are 3 different types of central tendency which you are going to learn. But before knowing that, just see the concept that you have given a data and you will calculate a representative value, and that one value will be your measure of central tendency. Or in other words, it can be described as it is a value which represent the entire data from statistical point of view. Again, this is important point. statistically how the data is represented, that is decided by the measure of centrality. Now, how many types of central tendencies are there that you will going to learn? Let us take a highlighter, different color. So there are three most common type of central tendencies. How many type? There are three most common type of central tendencies. First one is mean, second one is mode, and third one is median. Okay. So what are these? These are the three different types of central tendencies of the data. Okay. So these three central tendencies of the data that you will going to learn in forthcoming chapter, forthcoming lecture. Now this measure of central tendency, again these are calculated for three different types of data sets. In statistics, you always remember that three different types of data sets are given to you. Okay, you always remember this thing. Which are the three different types of data sets? Let us take a pen. First data set is it might be ungrouped data. The data given to you is which type of data? Ungrouped data. Okay. Second data set given is group data. Basically there are two different types. One is ungrouped type and second is grouped data. But again this group data is having two different types. A group data with discrete series and another is group data with continuous series. So always remember, whenever you will solve the problem in statistics, you will be given these three different types of data. First, a very simple type of data, that is ungrouped data without any group or frequency, that is given to you. Second type of data is your group data, but group data with a discrete series, okay. And discrete series means what? The variables which are given to you, they are not having a continuous nature. That we will learn in a next lecture. So what is discrete series or what is continuous series? But for a time being, you just remember this thing, that group data is of two different types: group data with discrete series and group data with the continuous series. So these are the two different types of the data for which you will calculate the mean, the mode, the median. So you up till now you have seen that what is central tendency. Central tendency is a central value which represent a particular data set. Then there are three different types of central tendencies. First one is mean, first one is mean, second one is mode, and last one is median. Okay, so there are three different types of central tendencies. Now, for which type of data we have to calculate this central tendency? There are basically three different types of data set. First is ungrouped data set, second is group data set with discrete series, and third one is group data set with continuous series. So in this lecture you might not understand that what is a discrete series or what is the continuous series. Don't bother about it, don't have fear regarding it. Once you will going to solve the problem, you will automatically learn these things. Okay, so in this lecture what we have learned is a overall scope of computational botany. Then second thing we learned, that is a measure of central tendency. What is the measure of central tendency? Then which are the three different types of central tendency? And last one is for which type of data set we are going to calculate it. Now in next lecture we will see it in detail. Till then, thank you for your patient listening. Thank you very much.